Welcome to Peace Over Drama, the podcast where real life meets real growth. I am Latrice, also known as One Unique Writer. Each week, we talk about protecting your peace and guarding your growth through self-love, synchronicities, and the lessons that help us rise above the drama. So, let's get started. Hey, welcome in. It's Latrice here, and today I have something for you, something to just really try to build you up and encourage you, because listen, we have all been in a place where we have felt like we were stuck and we were frustrated, and we reached out to God, but it felt like he was on a break, like he hit the mute button or something, And so we are going to talk about how to protect your peace and guard your growth, even when your world feels chaotic and it feels like your spiritual GPS is broken and like it's not recalculating. So yeah, that's what it's going to be about today. We are diving into what it really means when God goes quiet, because, even through those moments, we still need to know how to maintain and have peace. So let's go ahead and get started, because we know that peace isn't passive, it's power, but it is also something that we have to actually work on in order to maintain it. So first, I want to talk about where I have been. First of all, I would like to say welcome back for those of you who were familiar with the podcast when it was Higher Moves. And it has been a minute, times like 1,000 since I've podcasted. It's been quite some time, 2022 to be exact, but I am excited to be back. And this is episode 36. And if you have been with me from the beginning, I would first of all like to say thank you. And as far as the name change, why I decided to change it to Peace Over Drama, that's pretty much where I am in my life. And I know that, for one thing, it is a journey. It is always going to be a journey and something that we all continue to work on. Some of us, most of us, some of us, as far as walking the journey of peace over drama. But like I said, this is where I am in my life, and choosing peace, it is just that. It is a choice. And when you choose peace, what comes along with that is setting boundaries and growing and loving yourself in the process. And I've just had to do it on a whole different level. But I am loving where I am right now in the process with doing that. Life, it is full of lessons. It really is. So what you can expect going forward is weekly episodes. I will be dropping a new episode every Wednesday, tied to the various lessons that help us to navigate this journey of choosing peace over drama. And I'll be sharing a variety of things that will, of course, be relatable, but also empowering. And we'll talk about synchronicities and things like that, because it's going to be fun. It'll be funny and relatable, because at the same time, we can learn best when we can laugh while we are reflecting. Let's just get into it and talk about God's silence and those moments when we are waiting and we are praying and hoping for this and that, and all we hear is crickets. So let's unpack that. And because at the same time, too, it is not rejection. So let's talk about why your GPS might feel like it is recalculating, but something just still seems off. So here's the GPS analogy that I love, right? Imagine this. You're driving, and well, this shouldn't be hard to imagine because it happens to all of us. So imagine you are driving and the GPS goes quiet, right? So you start panicking. You're trying not to look at the phone or look at the GPS. You're trying to pay attention to everything that's going on around you. So you start to panic, and it's like, is something up with my phone? Is it broke? What's up with the GPS? It's not saying anything. So you start thinking that you missed an exit or that you might have missed a turn, right? But here's the truth. You're already on the right road. And sometimes the silence is not absence. It's confirmation. It's confirmation that you are doing what you are supposed to be doing. You know, your spiritual GPS, it might be recalculating behind the scenes or protecting you or redirecting you to something better. You just don't see it yet. So the relatable part is we often mistake quiet seasons for rejection, right? We feel like God is ignoring us, or like he might have forgotten us. And then we start to question ourselves and question God, did I do something wrong? Am I going crazy? Are you really with me? We start just coming up with all kind of craziness in our heads. But in reality, silence is often God's way of saying, trust me, just keep going. You are exactly where I need you to be. And the funny side of it is, how many times have you refreshed the GPS thinking that it's broken, or, picking up your phone or tapping or doing whatever just to make sure that it is still working, right? We all have done it, but it was fine the whole time. It was working just fine the whole entire time. And we know that that's how God functions. He's never broken. He's never ignoring us. He's not on break. We didn't do something so bad that he's turning his back on us, And it's not easy to have this perspective, but that silence can actually give you clarity because it shows you where your fears are. It can also show you what habits need to be adjusted. Now, this is if you are open-minded and you are able to be self-reflective, because not everybody can do that, right? But it helps you to be introspective when God is quiet. Sometimes it causes us to think on another level that we would not have otherwise been thinking, So yeah, it can cause us to, but so also in addition to this thing where we are thinking about what we might need to adjust, or we might be identifying our fears and identifying things that we need to release and let go of, we can also identify what truly aligns with our growth. And in addition, what do we need to be getting rid of? So it all works in tandem because we are able to see the good and the bad, which we need that balance in life. In no situation can you just pay attention to all of the good, because you'll mess around and find yourself in a world of trouble. But all at the same time, you cannot ever just pay attention to the bad as well, because that'll put you in a bad headspace. You'll be inviting in some bad spirits, getting bitter, losing your faith, losing hope, all of that type of stuff. So our faith can grow in those quiet times. And sometimes it might even be a test from God just to see, if we are going to trust him, are we going to let it go? Are we going to leave it in his hands? Or did we call ourselves letting it go, but then we decided to go back and pick it up? So our faith, it really can grow in those quiet times, and we can actually build up strength. Our strength, it can actually rise while we are waiting. So even while you are waiting, you just got to keep taking small, intentional steps forward, not looking back, but being forward focused and moving in that direction. So clean up any mental clutter and reflect and continue to protect your peace. Every tiny aligned step is progress, and that's one of the reasons that you really need to stay focused and continue to move forward intentionally, because those tiny steps do add up, And so here's how it all ties together, right? Trusting God over external noise is the ultimate boundary. Protect your energy, set limits and boundaries, and keep your focus on growth. And I like affirmations, so you can even use affirmation, say, I trust the timing. I move with peace. I grow in silence. And you can quote Amos 9:13. And this, when it comes to affirmations, you can write it down, meditate on it, say it out loud, whatever works for you. And Amos 9:13 is basically talking about the fact that it is going to happen at any minute. And when it does, it will happen so fast that your head will spin. And we have to keep in mind that our time is not God's time. So that's the other thing that we have to trust him with when we are waiting and it seems like God is silent and that he's not going to come and it feels like nothing is going to change. He's not on your time clock. So even in our quiet seasons, we still can have peace. And that peace can be your superpower. So, I hope you have enjoyed today's episode. I hope that blessed you in some sort of way. I pray that it did. That's it for today's episode of Peace Over Drama. I hope this gave you something to reflect on as you go through your week. And remember, it is not just about avoiding drama. It is about building peace, protecting your energy, and choosing yourself. Okay? So until the next time, keep growing. And I thank you for being here for episode 36. This is the first of many for Peace Over Drama. And if you want to support the podcast, you can grab my book, 70 Ways to Hear God. And don't forget to subscribe on YouTube or wherever you might be listening. And peace, it starts within. And today was a reminder that even silence is working for you. So trust it, embrace it, and keep choosing peace over drama. Thanks for tuning in to Peace Over Drama. I am Latrice, also known as One Unique Writer. If this episode resonated with you, share it with a friend, subscribe, and connect with me at One Unique Writer on all platforms. Remember, peace first, drama never, growth always. Until next time, keep choosing